Hello folks, how are you all? I'm very fine. In this video, I'm going to explain the breaker block. Now, most of you know what is breaker block, but the main intention to make this video is when you will look for the breaker block, okay? So this is the main part or main topics of this video. If you watch until the end, I believe that the breaker block concept will be little bit clear for you guys. Actually, where exactly you will look for the breaker block. Again, guys, this is my experience, my backtesting result. So if you'd love to take it, you have to do it by yourself. I mean, you have to do the backtest. Then if you get the precision, go for that. Otherwise, just throw this into the dustbin. Okay. So don't worry, I will show you the real example from the chart. First, let me explain what is the breaker block from this drawing. Okay. You can see high, low, higher, high. Between these two high, the lowest down close body close candle is going to be your bearish breaker block. Market closed below that down close body close candle, it is eligible for being a breaker block. Market go back again to that breaker block, market will take that sell sell liquidity. This is the example or drawing for the bearish breaker block. Over here, low, high, lower low. Between two low, the highest up close body close candle is going to be your bullish breaker block. When market will close above that high, okay, above that highest body close candle, then it will be eligible for breaker. Until then, it's not your breaker block. Market will close above that one, then come back again to that breaker block, boom, and take the buy side liquidity. So in short, this is the example or the drawing for the bearish breaker block and bullish breaker block. Now let's go to the chart. This is the 15-minute chart for Nasdaq, and over here I would love to mark my liquidity first. Okay, over here you can see this high and that high. They're very clean, related equal highs. I actually go for this type of liquidity. I will make another video about how to mark the buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. I believe that it will be clear for you then. Okay, so for now this is my buy side liquidity. I was expecting that market is going to take that buy side liquidity. So over here, when you will look for the breaker block, where you should look for the breaker block, that's the main question. Most of you knows what is breaker block, but when you will look for that, that's the question. First, you can see market went lower. Where did it came? From 15-minute chart, this is the entry fair value gap. I'm not gonna mark it, but if you go your chart and mark the entry fair value gap, this is the last fair value gap, this is the entry fair value gap. Market has traded that entry fair value gap. After trading this entry fair value gap, first you will look for your 22 YT model. Okay, that's the first step for being a breaker block. So you can see I have got the market structure sheet over here. I'm sorry guys, I'm talking too fast. So if it is little hard to understand, make sure that you slow down the speed and you are watching. Okay, so here is the fair value gap, exactly over there, that is the fair value gap. After shifting the market structure, market has made this Venice fair value gap. Then market trade that fair value gap. Yeah, it went little lower, but until it doesn't take that low, this setup is valid. It is called the 22 YT model. Market trade there went higher. When it went higher, I got my order block. So this is the all step. You have to go one after another. Okay. First, you have to look for the 22 YT model. That means market structure sheet, fair value gap trade. After trading the fair value gap, there will be your order block. After trading the order block, then you will start to look for an area that should be unfilled. I mean, a fair value gap that you will expect it's gonna be unfilled. Okay, so that is that fair value gap. Now you can see it has filled by body later, but I'm explaining. Okay, if you see market didn't close that fair value gap by body, 100% it has to close that fair value gap by the body. Okay, if it trade that fair value gap, maybe it closed here and the rest of the fair value gap closed by the week, I don't care, it has to closed by the body. Before closing this fair value gap, if market take that buy side liquidity, then you should not look for the breaker. But if it closed that fair value gap perfectly, then is the part to look for the breaker block. I got the confirmation over here until this low is not taken, because this is the main setup started. Okay, the main 22 model has created over here. So until this low is not taken, you will look for the breaker block. Now over here you can see this is the low. So between two low, the highest up close body close candle is going to be your breaker block, right? Remember this low and that low, low, lower low. This is the highest up close body close candle. When a candle will close above that high, then it will be valid as your breaker block. So I'm gonna mark that breaker block over here. So high to low, that is my breaker block, the bullish breaker block. Now, when market were closed above the breaker block, if it has taken that buy side liquidity, then also this bearish bullish breaker block is not valid. Okay, that means there has to be two rules. First rule, it can't take the low, that low from 22 YT model. The model has created over here, so it can't take that low. Second, it has to close the unfilled area by body perfectly. Third, when it will close above the breaker block, it can't take the buy side liquidity. If the buy side liquidity is taken, this breaker block is not valid. So you can see price come back again later to that breaker block, and then it went higher and take the buy side liquidity. So this is an example or the explanation of the breaker block in short. Now I am gonna show you the entry where I actually took the entry in my live. I'm unable to show you the entry, but I will try to, yeah, I'm gonna put a screenshot from my live where I actually took the breaker block entry. Okay. So I'm coming here in 1 minute chart now, and I'm gonna show you the entry. Over here, this is 1 minute chart. Okay. So let me remove this line. First thing is I have to look for the buy side liquidity. Now you can see there is my relatively equal highs from 1 minute chart, and you can see this high and that high. They are relatively equal highs. So I have that buy side liquidity. I was bullish in that day. Okay. So market, what has done market? Okay. That was the NFP news. Market went lower, cleared all of the liquidity. After clearing the liquidity, then market has given me the market structure sheet. So over here, this is my market structure sheet. A very nice displacement. This is called the market structure sheet. After shifting the market structure, there is my fair value gap. So over here, this is my fair value gap. Price has traded that fair value gap, went higher. This is the highest up close body, the order block. Exactly, this is the order block. Okay, so you can see market has traded that order block over here. This is the order block trading. After trading the order block, market has to give me a fair value gap that should be unfilled. Now over here, this is that fair value gap that should be unfilled. So I would love to see this is unfilled. But unfortunately or fortunately, market has closed that fair value gap by body. So everything is cool, right? Now is the time to look for the breaker block. The rule is market can't take that low because this is the origin of the breaker block. Market can't take that low, and market can't take that buy side liquidity before creating the breaker block or before trading the breaker block. Okay. Now your time started now. Okay, first you will start to look for low and lower low. Between two low and lower low, the highest up close body close candle is going to be your breaker block. So you can see this is the low, or if you mark that low, no problem, any of this low is valid. So this is the low, high, lower low. Okay, between these two low, or if you until go from here, this is the highest up close body close candle. I need a bull candle, not the bear candle. When I'm looking for a bullish breaker block, I'm going to mark that breaker block over there. So that is my breaker block until there. So this is my breaker block. Price tap over there to that breaker block, went higher. Okay, perfectly, it went higher. Now, yeah, I know it didn't take that extreme buy side liquidity. I don't need to take that on. Okay, if you see, if you would take the entry from here, and how far it gave you the run, so until here, near about 236 handle. Trust me, man, I am happy if I can catch just 30 handle. So if I would love to take an entry over here. My target will be just here, okay. That would be my target because I'm happy with that. It's near about $1,000 or something like that. 30 handle with two contracts near about $1,000. So yeah, I don't need that big run. I am happy with 30 to 50 handle, but it is the breaker block perfect example over there. So this is the rules. Now I'm gonna show you another breaker block example from here. Okay, now this setup and this breaker block happened already at the same time. Over here I'm looking for another setup that should be, I mean, a perfect breaker block. It went higher. Actually it has traded some area over there. I mean, I don't want to go over there. I would love to show you another breaker block example. So over here, you can see market has taken the liquidity. There is some liquidity that has been taken over here. So I'm going to mark that as my liquidity taken over there. After taking the liquidity, market has given me a very nice market structure shift over here. So that is the market structure shift. There is your market structure shift. After shifting the market structure, this is the entry fair value gap, this is the last fair value gap. So I'm, as market came here, so I'm gonna mark the last fair value gap or the breakaway gap. So market has traded that breakaway gap until this low is not taken. This setup is valid. This 22 YT model is valid. After trading over here, the lowest down close body close candle is going to be your now order block. So over here this is your order block, or there was your consecutive order block as well over here. So you can see this is the consecutive order block level. Anyone you would love to mark, both of them are valid. This is consecutive order block, this is the order block. Okay, the one you would love to mark, you can mark. It's your wish. Whatever, I have already made a video about the order block. If you are confused when you should look for that order block and when you should look for that consecutive order block, you can watch my video about the order block. Then it will be clear. I mean, your confusion will be clear. So after trading that order block, market has made this unfilled area. Look at this unfilled area over here. That should be unfilled. So I'm gonna mark it as want to say unfilled, and this is the low of that unfilled area. Look how beautifully it closed that unfilled area. Now rules is this low can't take the origin of this breaker block, because you are now looking for a breaker block. It can't take the low over here. It can't do that. At the same time, it can take that highest or the buy side liquidity. It can take that one as well. All you need to know, I mean, you look for a breaker block now. Now there is a confusion, brother. How can I take a breaker block over here? Because it never gave me a lower low. You don't need it. You got it over here. See, after closing this unfilled area, if market doesn't give you a lower low, so I am talking about here, this thing, okay, low, lower low. After closing that unfilled area perfectly by body close, if you don't see this happened after that, okay, you will look before. Do you have this thing here? You can see low, high, lower low. So this thing happened over there. You don't need to happen over here as well. If you get it over there, for example, this low went little lower. This low, okay, I'm talking about this low went little lower, then this will be your breaker block. If it doesn't go below, then you will look for before, is there any breaker block or not. So you can see this is the highest up close body close candle over here. I'm gonna mark that on as my breaker block. Don't worry, brother, I have actually outlined both of the setup in my live. Okay, so that is my bullish breaker block. When this candle closed above that breaker block, the very next candle trade over there, you have to take your entry over there. Exactly over here should be your entry, and your stop loss will just cover the breaker block, because there can be a mohawk. That means market can go little below of that breaker block, then it will go higher again. It never reach until that breaker buy side liquidity, but you don't need to hold it until that. You can see it gave you until 100, I mean near about 111 handle. You also don't need that. If you just mark the high, okay, that high, just that high here, it's near about 27 handle. Or if you go love to go little until the 30 to 40 handle, you are still profitable near about it's your job to count. That's not my intention. How far you are going to put your target profit, it's up to you. But all I'm trying to explain when you should look for the breaker block. So as I explained, this is the rules for making the breaker block. First, market, this is the origin. market has to make the 22 YT model. That means market structure shift, fair value gap. After trading the fair value gap, market will trade the order block. After trading the order block, market has to make an unfilled area. That area should be unfilled. If market make that unfilled, I mean, if market fail to close that fair value gap fully by body and take the buy side liquidity, you'll be very happy. You don't need to look for a breaker block. But if market fail to to go higher, instead of that it close that unfilled area and it keep going lower, you will start to look for, did that low take the origin of that breaker block setup. If it failed to take that setup, that low, you will start to look for low, lower low, highest up close body close candle. When a market will close above the highest up close body close candle, come back again to the breaker block, you will take your entry. Is this going to work 100% of the time? No, brother, it's not going to work 100% of the time. Sometimes you are going to take a loss. That's the true nature of this trading. Okay, again over here, market has taken the liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap over here and here, this both of them are valid. So it has traded the extreme one, then went higher, make the order block, build that unfilled area, market has closed that unfilled area. You will start to look for a low, lower low. Okay, so something like this, low, lower low. If market failed to do that, you have to look, observe the price same way over here, same way. When market is already above the unfilled area on again, okay, when market is above the unfilled area again, then you will look over here. Okay, market was below the unfilled area over here, it was below that unfilled area, and when it is below that unfilled area, I got that breaker block. But over here market is already above the unfilled area. When market is already above the unfilled area, you have to keep an eye before price action. Is there any setup for the breaker block? If you get the setup of the breaker block above the unfilled area, you will go for that breaker block, and then this is boom. Okay, sometimes actually market do this type of things, uh, that type of breaker block which is absolutely perfect or fine for me. I go for this type of breaker block, and that is why this breaker block is so when I take the entry depending on that breaker block, it is so confident. I feel so confident. Okay, I feel so really so confident 99% of the time. It doesn't fail me. So yeah, I tried to make it more clear so that you guys can understand what is breaker block. And you know what is breaker block, but when the breaker block is actually creating on the market, that was my main intention to explain. So this is how I actually mark the breaker block. If you guys feel that this is little insightful, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so until the next video, cheers.